Welcome everyone back to TV Tacoma CityLine. I'm Phaedra Redifer, filling in for Amanda Westbrook. We have a magnificent show lined up for us today, but first I'd like to go ahead and get started. We are joined by our friends from the Pierce County Elections Office, and here with us today we have Julie Anderson, our Pierce County Auditor. Welcome.
Thank you.
And we're also joined by Election Supervisor Damon Townsend.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks for being here. There's a lot going on. We have an August 6th primary right on our heels, and there's a lot to learn today. So let's just jump in. Julie, I know that we have new election laws that passed in 2018 that will be coming into effect this month, actually. So what can we expect?
Well, great things for voters. There were 4 laws that were passed all around voter registration in the 2018 legislative session. They take effect July, right now, in time for the August primary. So here's what's up. The Future Voter Act now allows 16 and 17-year-olds, when they go in for their learner's permit or their state ID, they'll be asked if they would like to be pre-registered to vote. That simply means that they get into the system, they're suspended, but when they turn 18, they're going to be automatically mailed a ballot. So that's the Future Voter Act. Next is automatic voter registration. So again, at the Department of Motor Vehicles, when you go in to get a driver's license or to renew your driver's license, your address and name is going to be pushed to election administrators, and you will be automatically entered into our voter registration system. So kind of one-stop shopping, unless you tell them that you don't want that to happen. That'll be automatic. And then there's same-day registration. What am I missing, Damon?
16,
Future
17
voter,
years,
yeah.
The transfers, same-day registration.
Yeah. Same-day registration is probably the most complex law that'll have the biggest benefit for voters. It used to be that there was a 28-day cutoff to get registered to vote before the next election. Now, really, there's almost no deadline left. So online and mail-in voter registration, you need to have that done 8 days before the election. But if you forget, you can now walk in right up until 8 p.m. on election day, get registered, change your registration, and get a ballot and vote.
There seems to be a lot of efficiencies with these new laws being passed. Damon, what does it look like then for the same-day registration? Is there a little bit of chaos going on with that, or how do you all manage that?
Well, in essence, we've actually had same-day registration for our military voters, so we're used to the process. It's just now expanded to everybody that's a voter in Washington State. We've prepared for it, and we're ready for, we've anticipated what we expect our turnout's going to be. For this election, it'll probably be small. It'll grow with the general, and then we'll be ready for 2020 with up to maybe 5,000 people coming in on election day to take advantage of that new pushed-in deadline. So it's not that we're not going to be prepared for it. We know that's coming, and we've developed procedures, and part of the state modernization for the new election system allows us to accommodate this, because the most important thing is new voters, it's easy. But if you're registered in a different county and you come in, we need to make sure that you haven't returned your ballot from that other county before we can make that transfer. So the technology's here, and we're ready for it.
That sounds wonderful, and I think with what's coming online that's new, best that it's during the primary right now, so we can get everybody kind of experienced, and then when we're ready for the general, then we're up and running completely.
Yep.
That is fabulous.
Exactly.
And then Julie, I saw there was something on TV recently about a new state voter registration system. That has to be a huge undertaking.
Oh man, it's been 5 years in the making, and election administrators are super excited about it. Damon referred to it as modernization. It really is a modernized system. There was nothing wrong with our old voter registration system in Washington State, but it was distributed, and there were kind of 39 flavors, 39 counties, and it wasn't a unified system. With same-day registration, with people moving from county to county with a shorter deadline, it's more important than ever that we have visibility nearly real time on what's happening in King County. Is that Lewis County voter moving to Pierce County? Did Lewis County already mail them a ballot? All that stuff will now have near real-time visibility statewide. And the other benefit is all the counties are going to be using the same system, which means lower maintenance costs, better training, and better coordination. It's really exciting. Probably the most important thing is cybersecurity. With a modernized system, it's got lots of bells and whistles to keep cyber actors out and voters in. So we're very excited about that. Hey, I forgot, the other new thing this year is prepaid postage is brand new. And it's permanent. So it's no longer an experiment, it's the law of the land. Voters don't need a postage stamp regardless of how they return their ballot. So that's good news.
This is a really sophisticated system, and it's growing with the times. And what it sounds like to me too is it's really creating a lot of efficiencies for us, the voters. And I think from that perspective, that is a wonderful benefit from all of these improvements.
Yeah.
Damon, is there anything, are the administrators nervous about the new system? Anything on the docket that makes you all shake in your shoes a little bit, or is it status quo, operations as normal?
Well, it's human nature to be afraid of change, and it's always a little bit different. We've been using a lot of car analogies as we go through this process, and you went to the car lot, you bought a new car, and now you're driving it around for the first time, and now you need to roll down the windows in a different spot. You need to know where you adjust the heat and the cooling and how the cruise control works, and you need to figure out how many miles you can go between needing to fill it up. So with this new system, there's a learning curve. The state and the counties have all been working together really close. We've done a lot of meetings, a lot of working groups. And like as Julie referenced before, we had 3 different voter registration vendors, so flavors of voter registration in the state, but now we all are using the same system. So we can make relationships with counties that we didn't before, and we can all speak the same language when we're talking about what our best practices are, what is the best way to work through these workflows. And I'm interacting with county employees from other counties that I never talked to before, because we usually only talk to the people who shared the same system that we used in the past. So we're building new relationships and we're building new efficiencies with this system, but it is a new system and it's a new learning curve, and there's always a little bit of trepidation when it comes to that, but we're going to work through that.
And Phaedra, I want you to know that for voters, they're not going to notice a difference. This is all on us. This is on us. And it's all behind the scenes. So voters may, if they pay really close attention, notice a new logo, and that's about it.
Well, I have to say, hats off to the both of you and your staff who are really coordinating this pretty transformative effort all in the interest of making it easier for voters to vote. And that is pretty much the critical piece for all of us. And you all just are so calm and just collected. And so it's really nice to hear and share with our audience that this is really just a seamless change that's happening, but all to really benefit and make it easier for our voters to vote. That is wonderful. So knowing that the August primary is coming, what is actually on the ballot, Julie?
Well, this is all local stuff, which is it's the election that I get most excited about, because local government is what really impacts citizens. It's government on the ground. It's the government that's closest to you. So you're going to see school districts, maybe some fire protection districts, city council races, so all local government. Depending on where you live. And I think nearly everybody's going to see a Port of Tacoma race on their ballot this time. So people in Tacoma are going to see maybe 3 or 4 issues on their ballot for the primary, and they're all local government,
And I was doing some easy reading the other day, and I picked up my handy voter pamphlet guide. Great information in here. Really a very informative pamphlet. But I noticed, I was looking in here and I didn't see the city council race mentioned, and I know that there are some city council seats up for grabs. So what can you tell me about that?
Well, it wasn't a mistake.
Yeah. Well, in Washington, we have a top 2 primary system. So if only 2 candidates file for an office, they bypass the primary and move directly to the general. So you may have certain races that are up this cycle, but only 2 candidates filed, so they won't be on your primary ballot. I had a phone call from a gentleman in Milton who sees the signs up for a candidate, and they're not in the pamphlet. And so the answer is, well, only 2 people filed for that office, so you'll see those names come the general ballot in November, but they won't be on the primary. And sometimes it's confusing for voters when we do have the primary and it is not a contested race, but rest assured, what's on your ballots, what you're supposed to vote for, and if you think there's a problem, go ahead and give us a call, and we'll look up your precinct to make sure that you have everything correct.
Yeah, just call 798-VOTE. There's no such thing as a dumb question.
Nope, we're here to help.
You all make it so easy. And so what would you like our voters to know? Our audience that's listening today, gearing up for the August 6th primary election, what would you like them to know?
Number 1, Manage your records. Your voter registration record is yours to manage. It's really easy to go online and double check that we have your name and address correct, to update us if someone's moved out of your household, to send us an email. But please be responsible. Don't assume that if you've moved or you got married and changed your name, that information just automatically gets back to us. Don't assume that. You have to tell us. So check your record, votewa.gov. Just enter that into your browser, votewa.gov. You're going to be asked to look up your record by typing in your name and your birth date. You'll be asked to confirm, is this you? And then you can go from there doing a myriad of things. But mostly we want to make sure we've got your address and your name right. So please do that.
It's a real partnership, and you all have really made it so seamless. And so I have something funny to share. I was driving around our neighborhood, and I know where our local ballot box has always been. It's still there, but it's gigantic. Damon, what can you tell us? How did these grow in size, and what was the purpose?
Well, we saw a steady increase in drop box usage for a long time. People like the drop boxes and they use them for multiple reasons. Maybe it's a last minute and they can't get it into the post office and ensure it's postmarked. But another thing that we noticed is we have prepaid postage now, so that people are utilizing the postal service more, but they're also using our drop boxes heavier at the last minute. And so we can't go to a drop box 5 or 6 times a day to make sure it's emptied out. So some of our really high volume locations we replace with larger boxes. So same convenience, drive up, drop off your ballot, but you're gonna see a bigger box, plus we're rebranding them with some nice visible logos on them.
Yeah, and what, we're up to 49 boxes countywide?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, which is why we can't make multiple visits every single day. You know, another thing we want voters to know, we need help getting some good information out there about felony histories. People watch the nightly news, and it's probably a national channel, and they don't realize that if you have a felony history in your background, that doesn't mean that you've lost your ability to vote. When you're out of the custody of Department of Corrections, just re-register.
This has been very, very helpful information, and I know I've actually learned a lot today, and I thank you both for all the great work that you're doing, and certainly for creating all these efficiencies that are going to make it a really seamless opportunity to just get out and vote. It's such an important role that we all have as residents in our community, so thank you both. Julie, Damon, thank you for being our guest today. Really appreciate it. And for our audiences watching today, please stay with us. We're going to be joined by our friends from the Tacoma Musical Playhouse. We'll be right back.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
After June 1st, 2019, all single-stall restrooms must be labeled as gender-neutral and made accessible for all people in places of public accommodations within the city of Tacoma. If these businesses have not labeled their single-occupancy restrooms as gender-neutral, then contact the City of Tacoma's Office of Equity and Human Rights at 311 or 253-591-5000 to report it.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Queen is just my everything.
His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
Welcome back, everyone, to TV Tacoma CityLine. I'm Phaedra Redifer, filling in for Amanda Westbrook. We are joined here on the couch with our friends from the Tacoma Musical Playhouse, and I'm joined by John Douglas Rake. Welcome, the Managing Artistic Director.
Right.
And we have Maggie Berry, who's playing Sophie Sheridan in Mamma Mia, which is the current production running until August 4th. Welcome.
Thank you.
And then Michelle Bettinger, you're actually Rosie Mulligan in Mamma Mia. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
What an exciting time for all of you, and certainly it's extremely busy. So John, wanted to talk to you a little bit about what was the inspiration for setting the 25th season for Tacoma Musical Playhouse, and of course choosing Mamma Mia.
Well, we chose Mamma Mia mainly because our audience tells us. We do an audience survey, and that was always, for the past 3, 4 to 5 years, their #1 pick. And so we had to wait for it to become available because it gets licensed to certain theaters, professional theaters, Broadway theaters, national tours. And so we have to wait because we're a community theater. And when it finally became available, I grabbed it because it's such a fun show. It's my era of music. I grew up listening to ABBA and dancing to ABBA, and so that was my inspiration.
Well, I can't thank you enough. I love Mamma Mia, such a fabulous show, and it resonates with so many different audiences, whether you're young, whether you're old, and so many of us sing to ABBA in the car. I know I scream from the mountaintops when I'm driving my car. Absolutely love it, and Mamma Mia really just harkens to my heart about a sweet romance. Maggie, what has it meant to you? I know that the show has just had its first opening weekend. Shows have been sold out. You all have actually added a few shows knowing that this was going to be a very widely popular and accepted production. So what's it been like for you?
This show has been a total dream. Sophie has always been one of my dream roles, and actually getting to be on stage and watching everybody stand up during the end of the show, and we're doing the songs and the sing-along at the end of the show, is so much fun. Just the energy in the room is just bouncing off from everybody, and it's like it's a dream. It's a dream.
That is so wonderful. And what is your rehearsal schedule like for you personally?
I did a lot. We start at 7 on the weekdays, and we rehearse Monday through Thursday, and then on the weekends we have like 2 p.m. rehearsals to 5 p.m.-ish. So it was pretty busy, but it kept me having a good summer and spending it with people that I love to be around.
And to gear up for this particular role, how soon in advance did you actually start your rehearsals?
We started at the beginning of June, but I got my script a little bit before that. And I've known the music my whole life, so that part was really easy.
That is so wonderful. And Michelle, what about for you? What's your experience been like?
It's been great. It is, like Maggie said, at the end of the show when we come out in those disco outfits, singing Dancing Queen, and the audience is on their feet, singing along, and having probably more fun than we are. And, it's a thrill. And afterwards, when we talk to the audience members, it's just been so much fun to just see how much they resonate with the music and how much they enjoy the show and just enjoy participating with it at the end. It's just been a dream. It has to be so fun to be actors and actresses because you feel the vibe that the audience gives off, but yet you have your own because it means so much to you. Yeah. What a special treat. And John, knowing that Mamma Mia is so widely loved and that people really have these set expectations based on what they saw in the movie, how have you made it relevant to our audiences, and how have you really tapped into that uniqueness so that it fits here at the Tacoma Musical Playhouse?
Well, there's a couple of ways that we've done that. Number one, when you license the show, you can't do it like any of the other professional productions that have come before. So we created our own set, and we have our own choreography and our costumes and everything. So they're all original. And we decided originally the set was very minimal in the Broadway production and the touring production. Well, we've created a beautiful Greek taverna on stage. And so it feels like you're really on the Isle of Santorini in Greece. And that was one of the ways that we decided that that would be the first impression, that the people would say, oh, this is going to be fun, this is going to be different. And then choreography, it's always fun. I am a dancer and choreographer and used to dance those dance steps. So I put those dance steps back in there. So I had, that was my inspiration too from my past life.
And it is such an absolute undertaking, not just from the actors and actresses who are performing on stage, but all that back-end work and certainly the creativity to create that unique experience for our audiences to enjoy.
Right.
I'm sure it's just fabulous.
Right.
And so, Michelle, talk to us a little bit then about the messages that you think resonate with the audience and what they're taking home after seeing your production.
Well, Maggie and I were kind of talking about this. I think it's first, you shouldn't keep secrets from people because that's kind of the whole crux of it is everyone's keeping secrets from each other. But that's also the delight of the show too, is revealing the secrets and the audience is in on it from the beginning. But so I think that's the message. And friendship. Just solid friendships that you have for 20 years, 30, 40 years, just that pleasure you have when you get back together with someone that you haven't seen in years, but it's just like old times and you get back in your same old groove. I think that's what people take away too. And part of the delight of the show is those solid friendships that last for years.
And what a fun production, ABBA. Seriously, how could you go wrong with listening and singing and dancing to ABBA? So, Maggie, what is one of your favorite ABBA songs?
I've always been a fan of Dancing Queen and Honey Honey.
And Michelle, what about you?
Dancing Queen for sure, and I get to sing it twice in the show, so that is a special thrill.
Wonderful. And John, this is not all that's going on at Tacoma Musical Playhouse. You all always have a full calendar, a full plate, and this is just one blip in the whole gamut of things that you all are doing. So what else is on the docket for the summer?
Well, right now we just started our summer camps, and they're actually, the high school production is going to be Mamma Mia on the set of the same show and same costumes. And that's the first thing. And then we have other camps for all ages: Sleeping Beauty, Jungle Book, Honk, Frozen Junior. We're first company to do a new production of Frozen, specifically designed for kids. Then we also have our food truck festival coming up tomorrow, or Saturday, sorry.
Yum!
And this is something we do for the community. We don't benefit from this at all, but we invite some of the best food trucks in Tacoma to come, and they park in our back parking lot. And we have 2 shows that day, so you can come for lunch or you can come for dinner. And there's all kinds of foods, from ice cream to strawberry shortcake to barbecue to pizza to burgers, all kinds of great food.
Well, I know where I'm going to be on Saturday.
Yeah,
not only entertained, but I'm going to have a full belly. Do you know how many food trucks you're going to have?
I don't remember the final count because it keeps changing a little bit, but last year we had almost 3,000 people show up for this.
Oh my gosh,
So, yeah.
that's a lot. Well, I'm sure you do have a lot of food trucks in order to feed the masses.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, Maggie, I understand that you're actually a product of one of the educational opportunities that Tacoma Musical Playhouse offers. Can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah, I've been in the camps, the summer camps and the spring break camps since I've been 5 years old, and I just graduated from the School of the Arts. And I will be continuing doing theater, and I give so much thanks to TMP for just helping me with my career and giving me a platform to do what I love. And summer camp was always my favorite part of the year, and I've met my best friends and I've learned so much. It's always the highlight of the summer and of the year, so I'm very grateful.
And so with this experience that you've had, where are you setting your sights on for the future?
I will be attending Oklahoma City University, which is actually where Christian Chenoweth went, and I'll be studying musical theater. And then after that, Broadway, that's the goal. So,
And what I greatly appreciate about what you all are offering at Tacoma Musical Playhouse is that you're growing our young actors and actresses to continue to pursue their dreams and to really realize their dreams by taking it outside of Tacoma, in hopes then too that you'll come back to Tacoma. So that is a wonderful experience for you, and I wish you the best of luck.
thank you.
So with this season kind of wrapping up, Mamma Mia being kind of that last pinnacle production that you all are offering, I'm certain that you all started planning your 26th season a little while ago in order to get ahead of it.
Right.
So what are we in store for the next season?
Well, we also, as we did our audience survey, they picked The Addams Family, which our production won the national award at a festival 2017. And so we're bringing back all the original cast. So that production opens our season. And then we will be presenting Elf, the musical, which is a brand new show that we're the first company to get the rights on the West Coast to do that. We're very excited about that. Then we have a fun 60s doo-wop girl band kind of show called Beehive, where they did all the wonderful 60s doo-wop music. Then we have another brand new show called The Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. It's absolutely hilarious. And then our spring show will be All Shook Up. It's a music of Elvis, but put into a story similar to Mamma Mia, kind of a jukebox musical. And then our final production will be Singing in the Rain, where it will actually rain on stage.
Do you get any sleep?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You all have a full lineup ahead for all of us here in Tacoma, and I am impressed.
Thank you.
Absolutely impressed with the offerings that you all have, and certainly with the quality of actors and actresses who are on the stage, really bringing these types of world-class productions here to Tacoma for all of us to enjoy. And I hope that you all have a remaining rest of your great shows that are full sold-out shows. And John, tell us a little bit more. Can we still get tickets? How long is the production running for, and where do we get our tickets?
Okay, yes, the show runs through August 4th. There still is some seats available, not a whole lot, mostly on the last weekend. There are still some availability. You can go online at www.tmp.org and order your tickets right online, where you actually get to see what's available and select your seats. Or you can call our box office and they will help you find the best seats available. But there is only a few seats, so I would do it very quickly if you're thinking about going.
Well, congratulations to all of you. And you heard it where you're at, audience. There are some tickets that are still left available. I think it's a hot ticket in town, so make sure that you get your tickets as fast as you can. Thank you all for joining us, and best of luck to all of you with rounding out Mamma Mia and, of course, diving into the rest of the summer activities. And we'll look forward to having you back when the 26th season kicks off. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So please stay with us. We'll be right back with our friends from Emergency Food Network and how you can be a part of the great work that they're doing in our community. We'll be right back.